Today, I wanted to just touch on this very, very sensitive issue about mental health, because sometimes we always think that only the young go through body issues, body dysmorphia, anorexia nervosa, eating disorders. But actually, according to New York Times and this wonderful lady I was just watching online, she's older women also go through eating disorders. And that made me really realize that somehow I went through that in 2021 and 2022, because I was then enjoying the new weight that I had after weighing 150 pounds in 2015, and then I was down to 118 in 2018. I had a sort of victorious moment that, oh yes, I can still do it. I look good, I feel good, I am fit. But that affected somehow my eating, because I have completely stopped eating any form of carbohydrates. So, we need carbs for calories. I was very, very conscious about the carb intake that I had. I would eat sweet potato. I did not eat rice. Being Filipina, we eat rice, right? But for all those years, I did not eat rice. But see, my wake-up call was in about 2021, late 2021, when I saw my photo and I weighed 104. And I saw my photo and I go like, okay, this is not how I want to look. I looked sad. Number one, I looked really sad. I didn't look sick, but I looked like I was lifeless. I lost color. I lost the glow that I thought I had. And so I go like, okay, no, I don't like this weight. So numbers, they say we shouldn't be looking at numbers, but numbers are our only way to gauge if we are on the right track. So I still look at my numbers. And because of that, slowly, COVID came, and then, that was past COVID. And so 2022, 2023. And then 2023, I started to reintroduce a little bit of carbs in my diet. And 2024 was when I was back to normal, but not like before. Of course, I'm never going to go back to the way I ate before. Until before 2017, where I would eat anything, lots of junk food, lots of pop, lots of rice, eating all the time, eating during the midnight hours, not intermittent fasting, not watching the time that I ate. But now, after that, rather, I became very conscious about my eating window, what I'm eating. So I would still eat. So right now I enjoy eating my carbs. I enjoy, of course, a lot of vegetables and protein. So that helps me balance my weight. So from 118, which I think was very, very normal, and where I think I looked my best. But of course, I was younger. I was like, 7 years younger. I now weigh 119, 120, but gone were those days where I weighed 104. I have belly fat, and I am no longer conscious of my belly fat. I used to be very conscious because I go like, oh my gosh, my body doesn't look fit. I don't look good. I don't fit in my clothes. But now, as long as I fit in clothes that I like and I feel that I look healthy, that's already number one. I just want to be sure I have my glow on my face back, and I am not depriving myself of the good things. On my birthday, I celebrated it with my family. We went to the park. I always like communing with nature on my birthday. I go to the park. I would hike. I went for a run. I just love being with nature. So my family joins me on my birthday. They support me on that, and I think they have no choice, but they do support me. So we're all going to the picnic. I take advantage because I want them to be healthy too. So we played badminton, we played ping pong, I had my run in the morning. So that was really, really a good day. And I weigh 119, 120 and back. No more 104. Definitely, that's out of the question. But maybe 118. But see, that's my healthy range. And that's the range where I feel comfortable. I have belly fat. Who cares? As long as I like the way I am projecting myself, is that I feel happy, I am healthy, I'm loving life, and I want to inspire everyone, women, young girls, older women. Take care of your mental health as much as you take care of your physical health, because no amount of physical health will work to our benefit, full benefit, unless we are mentally healthy and stable. We gotta feel good about ourselves. We gotta stop beating ourselves for not looking good, because really we are the only ones judging ourselves. And sometimes we feel that we're not good enough, we're not beautiful, we're not looking vibrant, we're not looking young. Some women want to look young, and that's fine. But the thing is, we have to always remember that as long as we are healthy physically and we're trying our best to stay away from harmful food, toxic food, like lots of carbs, lots of sugar that will harm our body, then we are on the right track. And that's how it goes. You wake up, you're happy, you do your exercise, because it's not just physical, it's not just mental. Our nervous system, our circulatory system, at our age, hypertension, high cholesterol, lymphatic issues, inflammation, blood circulation, everything can easily, invade our bodies. So we want to be careful. We want to try our best, and food, whole foods is always what I will advise. Eat food that look exactly how they are from the ground and not transformed into processed food. Like eat an apple rather than eating an apple pie, And your vegetables, eat a lot of them, eat lots of greens. They form a net in our stomach. And so that any foods that contain lots of sugar are digested slowly, allowing our body to break up this sugar so that we don't have sugar spikes. So one lady I follow is Glucose Goddess, Jessie Cosby. She's very, very experienced. She has her own story to share, and she has lots of information about sugar spikes. And it's hard when you have sugar spikes, when you have diabetes, you have a lot of food that you will be restricted from eating, and it affects your daily life. You'll have to watch your intake. You'll have to really exercise now. Instead of fun, it becomes an obligation. It becomes a requirement, and you want to have fun when you're doing exercise, right? So all of these constitute a good, healthy body. I hope you're liking this content that I'm sharing right now. I thought I'd do so because now that I am in my 60s, mid-60s almost, I am actually more concerned about health more than anything else. And I would like people to learn from me, from my story, from what I read about, so that you don't have to go through phases in life where you regret because you feel that you should have done better, that you should have taken care of your body, right? So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like and comment and share this so that other people can learn from this. And that's what we are here for. We share. I learn a lot from you. A lot of you would comment and share your stories and share your feedback, and it helps me further my research on how we women can be healthy physically, mentally. We want to live healthy. We want to live without pains, without restrictions. And I'm just lucky because I don't have pains. I had sciatica in 2018, and I think that was born out of me breaking my back because I had to try to plant this huge rose bush. So I had a slip disc, and it took me slowly but surely years of exercise, yoga exercise, and Pilates. So if you want to ask me what kind of exercise is good for us, I'd say floor exercises, Pilates, and yoga, because our bones are not as strong and healthy, so we might hurt ourselves if we do all of these aerobic and physical exercises, which I still do, but it's not for everyone. So start with workouts, with floor exercises, with Pilates, because they're just amazing. I actually sweat faster when I'm doing Pilates than when I'm on the treadmill. I would be sweating in the first 15 minutes on Pilates. Treadmill probably after the first 20 or 25, or after when I'm doing Zumba, it has to be really very, very rigorous so that I start sweating. So all of those are my tips as a 64-year-old woman sharing with you how we can live life happy and healthy and feeling good and of course eventually looking good. Thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to yet. Follow me on my social media platforms, Instagram at The Real D, TikTok at The Real D, and my new Facebook page, Self-Esteem Through the Years. Take care, and I love you all.